everyone! Welcome back to my channel. This is Psyche Libertina, and today we are gonna look at this choice that you're about to make. What are the causes and effects of that crossroad, whether you go left or right? So if you're currently caught in in a bomb, don't know what to do, sort of need some guidance, and definitely this is the reading for you. So this is part 7 of a 22 session series where we'll look at the energy of each major arcana card of the traditional tarot and relate it to an aspect of your life. But before we start, I'd like to ask for your support on my own manifestation candle line, Wicks and Crystals. We produce high quality scented candles with embedded crystals to amplify your manifestation journey. So most of you know that putting your thoughts into the physical world can help speed things up for you, which is why we do scripting or scribbling whenever you're manifesting. So when the candle runs out, your crystal will be the physical form that's left out here in the world of whatever your mind has put out. So you get to keep them, you get to embed them on another candle if you wish, and that would serve as a reminder and the continuous push to continuously strive and pray and manifest. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, hello, welcome. Please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're new to pick a pile, then basically I have here 3 piles for you to choose from. Could be the design, the color, whichever you think would best work for you. So for pile number 1, we have here the Star Tarot. And this is the card of that. There. And this is the design. So that's the Star Tarot. For pile number 2, we have the Phantasma Tarot. This is the design and the back. Phantasma Tarot. Sorry, you're not seeing that. And for pile number 3, we have here the Nordic, Magical Nordic. Sorry, I forgot the card. And this is your design. Alright, so please feel free to pause the video if you like. Now once you've chosen, head over down to the timestamps to see the clickable link for your pile, and I will see you there. Hey there, pile number 1. Thank you so much for being here. So if you chose our Star Tarot, again, this is the design. There, this is the design. There's your card. There. So we are gonna look at this crossroad that you are in, this choice that you need to make. So basically we're going to look at the situation, and then we're going to look at these choices that you're caught in between of. We're going to look at option A, option B, and what are the causes and effects of each. But before we start, again, I'd like to introduce to you my own manifestation line, my own manifestation candle line. So it's Wicks and Crystals. Basically it's high quality scented candles imbued with crystals so that you can have your manifestations embedded on something that's physical into this world. So so I hope that you guys can look it up. We're on Instagram and Facebook, and yeah, thank you in advance for your support. So back to the reading. As you know, always we have here your pre-shuffled oracle cards where we check the energy of your reading. If you're not able to relate with this energy or the general vibe of your pile, then most likely this isn't your pile. Please feel free to check the other piles. It's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one pile. And similarly, if you can't relate with any of those 3 piles, then definitely there isn't any reading for you on this video. General disclaimer, this is a general tarot reading, so only take what resonates and leave the rest. So for your first oracle, we have relaxation. I'm not sure if you see that. Yeah. And then we have death. And we have cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. Okay. There. Um, hmm. So pile number one. Looks like this choice that you're trying to make is about leaving something behind in order to start something new. I wouldn't really be surprised if this okay, so I wouldn't really be surprised if this is regarding some people in your life. So it could be, some toxic people that you want to leave behind, but you've been with them for such a long time kasi you feel that you owe them, you owe them the benefit of the doubt or whatsoever. First, let's talk about this relaxation. I think that the situation that you've been in with this person that I'm talking about, it's been very, very stressful. I think na parang for the longest time, you have been focusing on trying to help this person grow. I think na parang, kumbaga, it could really be possible with the books here na parang you could have, parang literally asked for, or gave or taught yourself yung mga self-help book so that you can share it with this person. I think na parang this situation that you have with this person doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a friend, could be a family member, it could even be a relationship at work. Na it's become so overbearing for you that it somehow feels na alam mo yung parang borderline unfair, and parang yung sinasabi nga nila na parang you worry too much about this person to the point na parang daig mo pa yung nanay nila kung paano ka mag-alala, kung paano ka mag-alaga sa kanila. However, this person just really doesn't seem to get it na ang gusto mo lang naman is mapabuti yung situation niya. Now, with the death card here being followed with cleansing waters, clearly dito pa lang it's as if you relax and then you move on. You relax and then you move on and you start something new. So with the death card here, as you can see, I'm not sure if this will focus, but yeah, there. So with the death card here, you can see here in the front there's a skull, but there's a butterfly, flowers, crystals, um, you know, crystals growing from death. So those things that are growing from the skull are wonderful things. There are things that become more beautiful with time. For example, flowers, they bloom in their own time. Butterflies, after being a not so pretty caterpillar, they bloom into this wonderful butterfly if they're given the time to grow. And then with crystals only become crystals when they are when they're hardened and really you know um crushed, heated, or whatsoever. But basically, it's all related to time. So I think na parang if there's anything that you're getting from this situation, pile number one, you have been more of an empathetic person. Probably you weren't empathetic before, but you've learned on how to adapt or feel other people's feelings. I wouldn't really be surprised if some of you have been recently parang engaged in divination arts, for example, astrology, or like ito, yung tarot, kasi it opens up new worlds for you. Pile number one. It may have been very painful kasi the fact that the skull is doesn't literally skull, parang yung incident na to, or this person literally sucked the life out of you, and you didn't want to let go because you felt that you owe them that. It's not really obligation. I'm looking for the word, but you owe them that presence of yours. And with cleansing water here, purification activates vibrant life force. It's as if na parang after dying, you just rise above it. Na parang it's just really a clean start for you. Lotuses, they remind us na, diba, they are very wonderful things, but I don't know if it's in Cambodia or Vietnam, pero diba, when there are too many lotuses, like, kasi diba, lotuses, they produce one of the most expensive, parang silk, yung as in literal na silk, diba? from lotus leaves, if I'm not mistaken. So it's something that will give you some satisfaction, a lot of satisfaction. Doesn't have to be monetary, but it's something that will help you grow. But you have to be careful, and I think that right now your cards are telling you to get out of it. And I think you know that you need to get out of it, kasi when lotuses are too many, kapag masyado na siyang madami, diba, they kill all the life force underneath, because their leaves grow so big na parang wala nang nakakapasok na sunlight underneath. So it's as if parang, it's as if na parang above you're alive, but deep down you're like literally dead, because you don't have the sunlight. Sorry about the noise. You've already lost that light. You've already lost that life with you. So you're being reminded right now na parang you don't have to exhaust yourself to the point na wala nang matitira sa'yo, even your self-respect, just because you want to help other people. It's good that you have that sort of energy within you, and it's a very good thing, pile number one, na parang, alam mo, gusto mo lang tumulong. Na parang you feel na parang you're responsible for, not just for yourself, but also for other people. But you have to remember, there are things na really you are, as in indeed responsible. For example, for if you have kids, or if you're living with parents, if you're the main caregiver, and this person that you need to let go of isn't really like part of your inner circle, if that's safe to say. So we're gonna look at your tarot and see kung ano ba talaga yung naging situation, and then we're gonna look at your option A and option B, whatever those two main choices are that is on your mind, and we're gonna see kung ano yung magiging outcome. So I'm not gonna put this away, but I may probably just do this, or you know what? No, just leave it here. Just leave it in there. Okay. So let's look. It's just I know what you're feeling. Pile number one, na parang this person probably doesn't have anybody, which is probably why you stayed for so long. That again doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. Can be friendship or whatsoever. Pero it's just it's just, I know it's sad, but I want to remind you, pile number one, na the entire world is not your sole obligation. You have already done your part, and the best that you can do is, of course, to pray for them, since you've already given them the guidance that you can give. But right now you need to focus on yourself as well, because there are really people who are relying on you apart from this person. So Spirit, can you give us more clarity on this choice that they need to make? What is the situation? What happened, and bakit nagkaganito? So you have here the Chariot in reverse. You have here the Ten of Cups, right? You have the Magician. So it could be na parang this person has become so close with you, and like I said kanina, parang you've been with them for quite a while, and they've become very familiar. However, it's sort of like now you're starting to see the good and the bad side of them. I think na parang before you only saw the good part. Parang with this card, the Chariot, they're like just unicorns, Parang they're just really this very, very nice person, this nice energy that you need. You feel na parang, alam mo yung parang motherly energy that you need to take them forward. And they have become familiar. However, right now, parang it's already interfering with how you want to proceed with your life. It's as if it's dragging you. You proceeding forward, this person is dragging you to stay behind. You have here the Nine of Wands, yeah. So parang it's, if you choose them, you give up yourself. Let's get one more card. Oh, here, fine, 2 cards. Okay. So we have here Nine of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the King of Wands. All right. back of your deck, you have the Seven of Cups. So again, confusion. There is a lot of confusion. The intention is there. The intention is good. Okay? Let's talk about that first. The intention is good, but what would be the effect? Okay. So give me a moment to process this. Okay. So, like I said kanina, this situation is basically divided into two parts. It's you choosing to stay with them and remain stuck in this limbo that they want to be in. So basically, parang they're literally pulling you behind because of, you know, whatever negative thoughts, whatever competing feelings they have. It could be kasi na parang they're not entirely a bad person, okay? Parang number one, let's talk about that first. Let's talk about this person. They're not entirely a bad person. They have their good sides, but right now with this black horse preceding this white one, they are in this energy na it's just quite dark. They are in a dark place of their life, and I think that you have supported them with the Ten of Cups being here. I think that somehow you've made a familiar imprint in their life. You could have been, you could have treated them like family, you could have treated them like someone you love, and it was a genuine kind of love. However, it was already becoming too much kasi with the Magician card being here after the Ten of Cups, it's as if parang they are already like this one. I feel na parang it's as if they're taking away your power from you. Na parang kumbaga, think of it this way. You were the teacher, they are your student, you tried to help them. But it came to a point na parang they want to be the teacher right now. So parang it's as if they're taking your power from you, and right now na parang you find yourself constantly, see? Black and white, black and white. You find yourself constantly in a battle. Whether you're going to believe them or not. Dito kasi is parang tingnan nyo, sa side niya, yun sa right side niya, or yung moving forward is the darker horse or the darker Pegasus. So it's as if na parang they're dealing with their demons right now. Whereas ikaw, you whoever is watching who has to make a decision, sort of like nag-meet na yung dark sides ninyo. It could have been na parang you could have had, you could have had an incident with this person. There could have been like a very big argument, but you decided to move forward with it. It hasn't been easy, and I think that you did take a beating, both emotionally, spiritually, mentally. You probably feel na parang you're in a blank space, na parang you just want to restart, especially with all of this blackness falling under the death card, and that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine na parang, you want to just parang just end it and just move on with your life. Now, however, whatever this choice you will make, or at least you are being regarded na parang there is something that has to be left behind. The Three of Cups always talks about, collaboration, about getting together. And the fact that this is in reverse, being followed with the King of Wands, you need to detach from engaging from others outside yourself and focus on what you need to do to make yourself feel better and be better. You have here two lions, both of which are, the same color, they look the same. So it's basically you being at peace with whatever it is that you have to carry, you being at peace with yourself, you not being always in an argumentative state with yourself na parang, should I do this, should I do that? And itong person to is also in that state na parang, should I do this, should I do that? But right now, like I said, they're at that phase in their life that they need to deal with, with the bad side of them. Whereas ikaw, you've already dealt with that. Probably at one point, nag-meet yung mga dark sides ninyo. And you've just decided to move on. Now, how do you move forward from this battle? You need to make a choice to, detach yourself and just focus on yourself. Focus on whatever it is that you're passionate about. It could have started na parang, probably had a relationship with this person. Well, definitely had a relationship with this person. Doesn't really have to be romantic. But it could have been na parang, like I said, na parang you lost your light already. Na parang it was just a very dark place. Like what I was saying here, the fact that this cleansing water is here and yung King of Wands falls here, where I just said na parang, di ba, when lotus leaves, they grow, they spread, nawawala na ng chance na magkaroon ng light yung underneath. So it could be na parang you're dying inside already, even if you think na parang, oh, I'm still okay, but stress, depression, those are like literally sunlight blockers in our own spirit. So you're really being called na parang you have to move forward and focus on that light that you're already losing. And with the Seven of Cups here, it could be, parang you're torn between these choices that you need to make. Kasi you have a really strong relationship with this person, but we're gonna look kung ano yung dalawang choices na pinagpipilian ninyo. And let's see what's going to be the outcome of each. But whatever your confusion may be, find peace na even those who, even your higher guides, if the God that you believe in, of course, knows na parang you really just want to help and you have good intentions, but sometimes people, they really just fail to see that. So I'm gonna pick 6 cards for you so we can, okay, so let's talk about choice 1. So you have here the 5 of Swords for choice 1. Spirit, let's put it here. Sorry, can't lift there. Or you know what, let's just put it here. Okay, so choice 1. Okay. So you have here the King of Pentacles and the Hermit. All right, so that makes sense. So this is choice 1. Let's talk about choice. Let's get your cards first for choice 2. How about choice 2? Here, choice 2 for pile number 1. You have here the Queen of Swords. You have here the Prince of Swords or the Page. Oh, or the Knight of Swords. And you have here the 10 of Pentacles. Give me 1 second. Okay, so sorry, I had to check. So yeah, this is the Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, so let's talk about your option A. So for your option A, the 5 of Swords talks about detachment. It's sort of like the 7 of Swords where there is a form of like turning your back, parang betrayal energy, turning your back on someone. And one of the choices that you are contemplating on would be walking away from this person and just being very, practical about it with the King of Pentacles, very in your head about it. Just really, I don't need this in my life. And focusing on yourself, like literally walking away and getting into that state of thought na parang you're just really focused on yourself. The Hermit energy is someone who goes into introspection, someone who withdraws from the world because they want to learn more about themselves. And so that's your option 1. Now, what's gonna be the outcome, diba? So if you walk away from this person and you just decide to, again, 2 bears, you just go into like parang hibernation mode. Tipong, no explanation, no whatever, just, parang think of it na parang it's just really a thing of life. Na you meet people, you try to do good with them. If it doesn't work, you walk away and you move on. You rest, you move on, you recover. If you choose that, then you are going to gain so much insight within yourself. It's going to be a little lonely. And it's something that you're very uncomfortable with. Again, you could literally hide from the truth that it's just really over. This relationship is over. This friendship is over. This whatever is over. If you decide to, just end it ng parang wala lang, just literally disappear. This person would feel betrayed. Yes, this person would feel hurt, but I think that they know it in their heart that this was also their doing. Now, for option number 2, with the Queen of Swords here, the Page of Swords in reverse, and the 10 of Pentacles, you can clearly see na parang both of these choices that you are choosing, both want to give you happiness within yourself. Okay, both of the outcomes are focused on happiness within yourself. Now, the only difference is this one kasi you're doing it out of practicality. No explanations, just literally, bala ka dyan. I've already explained it to you. I'm just moving on. Now, with this one kasi, with the Queen of Swords, it's sort of like transitioning from that phase of being, very close into slowly transitioning into something na parang, parang graceful exit, kumbaga, with this one. The Queen of Swords is an energy that is just very, very truthful. Someone who's just very honest. Someone who parang kumbaga, if you're going to compare both of these energies, the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, the King of Pentacles is sort of like the energy na parang, show me the numbers. Yeah, show me the numbers. What do I get out of it? The focus and the end goal is very, very clear on this person's mind, or at least on this choice that you're going to make. However, on this part with the Queen of Swords, you're sort of like weighing. Now, what are the pros? What are the cons? What are the effects of this on that person? What are the effects of this on me? So you have a lot of things to consider. But if anything, you should not withhold your truth, because doing this, na parang you're considering all of the aspects, you are withdrawing the truth from yourself. Because I think that you already have a very clear inclination, you already have a very clear thought of what's going on and what has happened. Hindi mo na siya kailangang isipin pa na parang, oh, why did they do this? Or, why did this person do this? Why did this person hurt me? La la la, ganyan. There is really nothing much to think about because you already know it. And if you keep on parang beating around the bush na parang, maybe baka naman ganito, maybe baka naman ganyan, it's going to delay you from getting to the bottom of the issue, but it will, of course, it will be more fulfilling for you if you try to go at it this route na parang, just gradual detachment. There may be some delays in realizing the truth that you want to tell yourself, but I guess this is just really part of your personality na you'd like to maintain that graceful exit kesa yung talagang parang disappear na lang. So that's those two choices that you need to make. Either you abruptly focus on yourself and just literally like leave this person, parang, you know what, bahala ka, or this one na parang, okay, fine, I still have a little bit of conscience, na parang this isn't really conscience, this is kindness and me being reasonable, na maybe you do need the help. It does not stop me from realizing that there is some truth, that there is the truth that I need to leave you, pero I will take my merry time in transitioning from there. And I think na parang for you, for this part, for this other option that you're trying to consider, you just don't want to, I guess you just don't want to parang be so alone like this one. Kasi this one, diba, there are still people around, there are still, families around, there are still other people who will carry you through it. Whereas this one, it's really like parang brutal kind of way na parang, I'll just leave, you know what, whatever, F it, bahala ka dyan. Pero this one, parang sort of like, okay, try to be strategic about it. This is a more strategic approach, while this is a more brutal approach. Think of it that way. But both of them lead to you detaching yourself from this person. Okay, so that's it, pal number one. Thank you so much for staying with me. If you did like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you want me to check on anything, if this has helped you in any way, or if this resonates with you. Do follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Psyche Libertina, and don't forget, please, wicks and crystals for your manifestation candles. And yeah, thank you again, pal number one, and I hope to see you on your next reading. Bye. Hey there, pal number two. Thank you so much for being here. So if you chose itong Phantasma Tarot natin, this is gonna be your design. Yeah, this is your card in the back. And so we're gonna look at this choice that you're about to make. What are the causes and effects? We're going to look at the situation, and then option A and option B, whichever it is that you're caught in between. But before we start, again, I'd like to introduce you my own manifestation candles line. So it's Wicks and Crystals on Instagram and Facebook. Do try to check. We have their high quality scented candles with crystals, so that your manifestations can leave something physical into this world through those crystals. So going back to your reading, as per usual, I have your pre-shuffled oracle cards just to check the energy of your reading. If you're not able to resonate with this one, then most likely this isn't your pile. Please feel free to choose other piles. It's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one pile. And similarly, if you're not able to resonate with any of the piles, then most likely there isn't any reading for you on this video. General disclaimer, it's a general tarot reading, so only take what resonates and leave the rest. So, so for your first oracle card, we have here patience, have here movement, so things are going slow, clearly. And you have your rainbow blessing. Blessings are showering your life. Okay. So, just random thought, um, could be na parang some of you are intending to get married and then it's not happening yet. But for most of you, I think that this is moving location. It could be moving houses or moving to a different job. It could be finally engaging with something that you love doing. It could be that you're waiting for some message. Could be na parang some of you parang may petition siguro, or like waiting for a job offer. So that's just the general vibe that I'm getting here. This talks of a delay, whether you're going to proceed, whether you're going to move on, or whether you're going to wait. Now, this is a very particular energy, pile number 2, and like I always say, energies change. So these are all not written in stone. Whatever we get from the tarot later, it's going to be your guidance based on the energies that are present in your life right now. So all right, so maybe this is when manifestations can help. So all right, so let's talk about your oracles. So with patience here, I think na parang with this, what is this? Is this a flamingo, a swan, or a stork? Pero with this bird here, it looks like it's going to migrate, especially with the yellowing sun. It's as if it's going to head east to migrate for the winter season. So I think that right now, like, which is why I said kanina na parang with movement here and patience, it most likely, or like for majority of you, this this decision that you're about to make is regarding waiting or proceeding with wherever it is that you need to go. With movement here, with this card, I think na I think that this delay, with the rainbow blessings here, the delay in itself is one of the blessings that you are supposed to get from this. If you remember snakes, diba? They are very like cautious. They are very cautious creatures na they hide, especially for vipers, which this one looks like one. Parang sand viper, the one that hides under sand. Tapos it just strikes when the prey is there. So this is sort of like an indication where this delay of your movement is something that is a blessing for you. Rainbows don't just come out when it rains. There are very specific instances na parang you're in the midst na maaraw na, but somehow it's still, water is still within the air, and that's how rainbows are formed. It takes a very special sort of like instance and situations for rainbows to grow. And rainbows encompass, locations. One end can be somewhere, the other end can be somewhere. It's sort of like a bridge connecting two possibilities and two locations. Now, if you are asking if your movement will proceed, I think that yes, right here. But again, energies change. I think that whatever it is that you're planning to move into will come to you. Is it this specific one that you are waiting for right now? That's something that we're going to check with the tarot, especially what is it that you need to do with this current choice that you're making. Are you supposed to be patient about it, and just accept na things really take time, or are you going to go for whatever it is that you want to achieve. For example, if you're looking for a job and then you're waiting for this job offer from your current job, is it going to be worth it that you try and apply elsewhere, or you wait for this job offer which has already been promised to you? But either way, know that there are blessings that are lined up for you. You may not see it. You may not see it in full color. As you know, rainbows, they appear very faintly in the sky, but they are indeed a gift to be to take a sight of. So just remind yourselves, um, pile number two, that your journey right now may be quite slow. There are a lot of delays, and probably you're already weary from just planning and just moving. Pero we'll look at the tarot and see what has brought this situation um in your life right now. What has brought the situation, and then we're gonna look at option A and option B and what's going to be the outcome of each. So this really could be, for most of you, I think that some of you are really migrating. Could be na parang you're just waiting for your papers. Could be na, I did say kanina, parang may marriage. It could be na parang you are planning to get into an arranged marriage. Not saying that that's true for all, but it somehow has that energy na parang it's as if you're waiting for something or someone. Na it could be na this is really not something that you feel within your heart. Is something that you want to do, but you have to go through it. So spirit, what is the situation? What is the situation that pile number two is waiting for? I think you have here the Four of Swords in reverse. So yeah, movement. If it's upright, then that would be rest. So what is this? I have here the Two of Cups. Yeah. So I did say kanina na this could be like, for most of you or for some of you, it could involve some marriage or some union. You have here the Nine of Swords. So there is fear. Probably because of this delay. What is this situation? Four of Cups in reverse. 2, 4 with the 9. Are you afraid that you're not gonna be able to move forward if this doesn't work? Page of Cups. Yep. Alright. Back of the deck, you have the King of Wands. Okay. You see your deck? Okay. Alright. Pile number 2. So I think that right now you're in the situation where you're very afraid because of the lack of movement. Okay? Especially with the... Wait, give me a second. Let me just lock this. Okay, there. So I think that there is this situation where you are very, very afraid. Pile number 2, you feel na parang your dreams are just with this butterfly there, moss flying away there. Parang it could be na you're feeling na your dreams are just slipping away from your fingers right now, and you feel na there is fear that you're not going to be able to have a beautiful life, or you're not going to get this same chance again if you miss this one. So that's the vibe. Kasi I think that you've been in a situation before. Okay, so this is very particular energy for those of you who were in a relationship before na parang tipong siguro kakasali na kayo before, you were supposed to get married but it didn't really push through, and then now you're in the situation where you feel that you have a chance of getting married again, but the delay is causing you to think that it's going to end up like the last time, which is why I was very, very focused on the Two of Cups, the Four of Cups in reverse being centered by the Nine of Cups. So this talks about clinging into something that someone will give you. It's something that you cannot get for yourself, which is why told you it could be na parang you're migrating, could be na parang like marriage or your employer hiring you, or your employer paying for your visa. With the Four of Swords being here, there is delay in movement. It could have been na parang there are a lot of considerations that you needed to take through, pero there is movement. The Four of Swords is in reverse, so there is the stagnancy period um has already gone by. It may not be as fast as you want it to be, like parang chariot forward energy, pero it is moving, and it is moving in a direction which will be favorable for you either way. You don't have to be afraid, and you don't have to think that whatever is happening right now is because of what happened previously. This is an entirely new cycle for you, pile number two. And the fact that your reading is ending with the Page of Cups, with the underlying energy of the King of Wands, then you will have a chance to find that fire within you again, to find that passion, or to find that sort of blessing of luck that you need in your life. Pile number two, what you just need to see is that sometimes these, the rain and that humid weather after, where there you don't know if it's going to rain, the wind is wet, but there's sunshine. You have to find the silver lining on those things, especially with this triangle here. You need to see that sometimes when God takes away, He has something better to give. And you need to find peace in that. You don't have to be afraid na parang just because something slipped out of your fingers before doesn't mean that it's going to keep on slipping moving forward. Maybe this thing that you had before, this choice, this chance, this relationship, this job, this offer that you had before slipped out of your fingers because it wasn't the best for you. It wasn't going to be good for you. Pwedeng, oo nga, sige, you can go to that country, you can move to that place, you can move to that job, but you weren't able to because it would, burn you out to death. And then now you think na parang every job application, if you get a 3-week delay and you don't get an offer, then you feel na parang, oh no, parang mega negatron ka na, oh no, I'm not gonna get that job, my papers are so delayed, yada, yada, yada. So it's not like that. Pile number two, you're already in a new cycle, but you have to stop you know these self-destructive thoughts that you have. You must find comfort that there is something that's coming for you. Number two, and so now we're gonna check whatever is it na yung kailangan yung pagpilian. So spirit choice number one, what's choice A, please? I have here two. Let's take this one. How about choice B? So let's have this one. Okay, so there, 3. And let's look. So for choice A, you have the 9 of Wands. Sorry, Ace of Pentacles. And the Wheel of Life. Okay. So choice number one, it's about standing your ground and being patient. The 9 of Wands talks about na parang whenever you're beaten down and you feel na parang you can no longer go on, it requires you all the more the strength, the courage, and the endurance to just stay where you are and continue to stand your ground. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to keep on fighting actively, but just standing your ground, being there, not abandoning your post, would mean na parang this would open up new opportunities for you and would literally be one of the happiest stages of your life. That's choice number one. You can see here with the wheel of life na parang there are two rabbits chasing each other in the Wheel of Fortune. So it's as if na parang luck will continue to proceed forward. There is also, with the Ace of Pentacles here, another chance for you to start and everything would just flow. But there is a lot of endurance that is required, a lot of patience. The fact that this patience card falls here, the 9 of Wands can talk about patience. The same way that it talks about endurance, standing your ground, and you feel that you can't anymore, it talks about courage and patience as well. Like for this one, for this figure here, see how it's just like there, sitting like that, eyes focused on the goal, and just really waiting. If it's waiting for prey, or if it's waiting for whatever is gonna happen next, it's still there waiting for the perfect chance and for luck to come around again. So option number 2, 5 of Swords, the Magician in reverse, and 9 of Cups upright. So for this one, this talks about walking away. As you can see, 2 people, and then this one is walking away. It's like this one. So it could be na parang for your other option, so one option suggests that you stay and you endure. It's not going to be the most pleasant, because waiting, sometimes the waiting is what kills you, but it's going to lead into something that's fruitful. Now for this one, you can opt to actively do something about it and literally walk away and take matters into your own hands with this image here. Even if the others or your previous experiences or other people around you say, no, stop, don't do that. This will not be the best thing, because basically with the Magician card kasi, diba, the Magician talks about you gaining your own power and doing whatever it is that you want. But the fact that this is in reverse, it looks to me that walking away and taking matters into your own hands isn't really the best thing for you right now. Potentially because, or most likely because, you are not ready for it. It could be na parang if you wanted this job role where you feel that you can thrive, but for some reason you know that you're not ready and you needed to wait. Pero ipipilit mo na parang, no, I really need to get that role, I really need to get that level too. So you try and apply and apply and apply and apply instead of waiting for this role that's being worked on for you. Then you may find yourself in a circus, na parang you'll be caught in this hat of someone who knows how to do it better than you. Because you have to remember, pile number 2, hindi mo alam lahat ng bagay. There are things that you know and probably things that you're very, very good at, but you don't know everything, and not everything will bow down to whatever it is that you want when you want it. You have here the 9 of Cups. It will be self-fulfilling. Yeah, you will find joy in movement. You will find na parang yung self-fulfillment mo na parang nasunod yung gusto mo mangyari. You've flown away instead of, moving where you need to be. See, it's practically the same bird. Na parang, if you go beyond being patient, this one goes left, you go right. If you go beyond every fiber of your being, or if you go beyond this whole patient situation and just really, waiting for your time to come, diba sabi nga nila, and I think it also says, it's also mentioned in the Bible, God makes all things beautiful in its time. So if you want to force this, it will give you that satisfaction, but remember, your soup will eventually turn cold. See, your soup or your flame will eventually burn out. It will eventually turn cold before you even know it. So it's either you choose to stay, you choose to wait, and you wait for things to manifest and to turn into, these wonderful gifts that will be given to you at your own at the perfect time, that you will be able to receive it, multiply it, and share it. Patience is required. Or will you force it? Will you hide and wait to strike? Will you take matters into your own hands? Will you allow yourself to be in that situation where you would have to, again, not really succumb, but really to follow what other people think is best because they know better? You weren't ready for it, you took it, didn't really turn out well, so someone has to take charge and clean it up. It will give you that certain level of satisfaction because partially na-fulfill mo naman yung gusto mo. Like yung sample ko kanina, if you wanted to get that job, let's say it's a director level, you're not getting it right now because they said that you need 6 months more of training, blah blah blah, or something, but you don't think that you need that training. So this portion talks about you waiting for that training, going through that training, and just really standing around. And even if you're tired, even if you don't know how it's going to end, you're going to endure and trust that things will turn out for the better. Or you're going to apply elsewhere, take a directorship role elsewhere, na pag dumating ka doon, you're gonna take matter into your own hands, but you're not yet ready for it. So other people will have to guide you through it. It will give you a certain satisfaction, but it's, it's very, it's not fulfilling. It is satisfaction, but it's not the one that is the most fulfilling, especially with these two. You can see the contradiction. It's a mermaid and yet it's riding on a bird. So the contradiction is really very, very in your face here, whereas this one just really is very mellow. Take your time. It's more of like a sprint. It's not really it's not really a marathon. You just have to sprint it through at a steady pace and you will get to where you need to be. Whereas this one is really just, you need to get there no matter what at this time, whatever the cost, you're willing to go through it. So that's it, pile number 2. Thank you so much for staying with me. If you did like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you were able to resonate with this one, if this is something that's really, something that you can make use of, something that has helped you. Again, do follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Psyche Libertina, and our manifestation candle lines, wicks and crystals, please, if you can. We're on Facebook and Instagram as well. So thank you again, pile number 2, and I will see you on your next reading. Bye. Hey there, pal number 3. Thank you so much for being here. So if you chose our magical Nordic tarot, again, this is the design. Again, magical Nordic tarot. We're gonna look at this choice that you're about to make, the situation. What's the outcome of choice A, choice B? But before anything else, I would like to ask for your support on my own manifestation candle line. So it's Wicks and Crystals on Facebook and Instagram. It's basically high quality scented candles, which are embedded with crystals, so that once you're done manifesting, if you light up the candle, once the candle is gone, the crystals will be left as, that solid reflection of what you have been trying to put out through your mind out into the world. So for your reading, going back, again, as you know, we have here pre-shuffled oracle cards just to check the energy of your reading. If you're not able to resonate with this energy, then please feel free to check the other piles. It's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one pile. And similarly, if you're not able to resonate with any of the piles for today's video, then most likely there isn't any message for you. Again, general disclaimer, this is a general tarot reading, so only take what resonates and leave the rest. So for your first oracle, you have here miracles. Or can you see that? There. Miracles. And then you have self-love. Oh, interesting. And you have narrow pathway. Tread thoughtfully. Okay. So, pile number 3. I think that right now, you're in this energy na this is actually the opposite of one of the previous piles. This one naman, I think, with self-love being here and it looking at narrow pathway, I think that right now you're at that situation that you've been burned so many times before, and then dun ka ngayon sa situation where you love nobody else but yourself. It's a little selfish to say, and probably it's not, I probably could have said it better, but that's really just the energy of your pile right now. You're in the situation, pile number 3, na parang, I think na parang you're getting into something or you're getting close to someone which isn't necessarily how you see yourself approaching this situation moving forward. For example, like I said, you're very self-centered, in not naman in a very not naman in a bad way, but you're a self-centered person. You're someone who focuses more on what you want instead of, just parang doing things at a whim para lang pagbigyan ng ibang tao. Some people are really like that. But for you, let's say you want to, let's say you're very strict on your diet, and then someone asks you, oh, I want to eat fries, I'm sad, ganyan. You're someone na, okay, sasamahan kita, but I need to focus on my diet. I'm just gonna be with you. I'm not gonna eat fries with you. I'll just be with you through it. So but for that sample, you're now in the situation na parang you're almost going to break your diet na okay, if that makes you happy. This is actually a situation where I think na parang, which is why I said na parang this is the opposite of one of the previous files. Kasi eto naman yung situation na parang nandun ka sa state of your life na parang you're starting to care for other people again. You're at that stage where you're willing to, you're about to open yourself to other things apart from those that you thought mattered to you only. With miracles being here, I think na parang what's happening right now in your life is I think that, okay, so for most of you, I think that you've had like a very, very tough situation before. I think that you've been burned quite a couple of times. I think that you've been betrayed or you've been left out by certain people under certain circumstances, which you did not expect. You didn't really expect what's gonna happen, but either way, it happened. But trust that that experience has become a blessing in disguise for you. Pile number 3. If anything, I wouldn't really be surprised if this reading would be the continuation of how the previous pile would go once they change. Think of it na parang um this is the situation na parang after someone has been hurt, this is how they gain back their self-respect and how they move forward. Nandun ka sa situation na yon. And with tread thoughtfully, I think na parang right now you're being asked to just really tone it down a little, really think of whatever it is that you want, of how you want to move forward with the situation, because you cannot keep on evading people coming into your life. Pile number 3. Okay, so that's a very specific message, especially with the Lover's card here. If you'll see yung image niya, clearly, they want to be together. But for some reason, most Lover's card, diba, laging attached. They're together, they're holding hands. But for this particular one, detached sila. Even the stones that they're standing on, they're next to each other, but they're not really together. And most lover cards, diba, they're either hugging or they're kissing or they're holding hands, but this one does not have contact other than the thread of life or other than that energy that goes about them. The thought is there, the intention is there, but the action is lacking. So there could be something in your life right now na parang you want to pursue, but you're not really sure if you want to make the effort to pursue it. The thought is there, the intention is there, the dreams are there, but not really sure if you want to go about it. It could be someone. For most of you, I think that this is a person or this is a relationship, but it could be very possible that this could also be about just engaging with the general, with the general group. It could be going after a certain job, but for most of you, I think that this really is about someone. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but it's about opening up yourself more to other things and other people. So let's move this up and see kung ano ba yung sabihin ng tarot ninyo. We're going to look at the situation first. Why this came to be. Why the situation came to be. Ano ba yung nangyari? What happened? Bakit ka nandito sa choice na parang you've become so focused on yourself? And then once we see the situation, we're going to get guidance on the two options that you're going to make. So we're going to look at option A, option B, and just basically see what it is that, what messages the universe has for you. So, okay, so Spirit, for pile number 3, what was the situation that led them to this choice? What's the self-love and tread thoughtfully about? What are the miracles? What does these cards mean? What do these cards mean? You have here the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So it's about pulling back. The 8 of Wands, communication. The Lovers. Again, so clearly, you're already on the verge of it. the Four of Cups. So, okay. For most of you, this really is about a person. This really is about a person. Three of Wands. Yes. And at the back of your deck, you have the Three of Cups in reverse. Okay, makes sense. Okay. So, the fact that the Lover's card appeared here again, the very under self-love for this specific deck, clearly, this choice that you are caught in between is the choice of being practical or following your heart. Now, what has led to this situation? I think that pile number 3, you have, like I said, you've been in a very difficult situation. I think that for most of you, you have been providers of your family. You have been the main provider. You've been in situations that you needed to not focus on yourself, but focus on those who depend on you. You could be parents. You could be, primary caregivers of your family. You could be breadwinners. And for such a while, yun na lang yung umikot sa mundo ninyo. That's where you put your energy. That's where you put your strength. That's what you kept on chasing, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. In a certain way, it was a miracle. It was a blessing in disguise. And in fact, miracles, they don't just happen to give us something. Sometimes the gift is the struggle itself, because it makes you a better person. And I know this and just to share, just a random thought, I know this from experience, because sometimes when you feel that you have nothing more to give, that's when you squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, and then you realize that there is still something there, just when you thought that you've already given it your all. So I think that you were into this situation right now because you had a lot of things to consider before. You were in quite you were in a quite, not really dark. It's actually a beautiful place, but it's very lonely. You were probably in a lonely place before, focusing on those others that depended on you. You could have been the breadwinner. That's a very strong energy that I'm getting. And you could have, just lost in touch with life. You could have been someone na parang just really focused on earning, just really focused on getting the job done, just really focused on whatever is expected from you, that you forgot na parang, you forgot na parang, may pangangailangan din pala ako. You're such a giver. Pile number 3, I wouldn't really be surprised if yung love language niyo would be service, or service or gifts. Doesn't have to be though. Pero if you guys haven't read that book, try to read that, yung love languages. It really helps heaps. Really helps a lot. Especially with how we communicate with others, especially for those who have children. So that's the energy that you were in. Now with the Lover's card being here, passion, I think that you're torn between focusing on those who need you and focusing on what you want for yourself. I think that this has to do with something or someone in particular that makes your heart skip a beat, na parang it defies yung self-love. It defies all of those rules that you had for yourself. No, I'm not gonna fall in love until I'm 38 because at least until that time, tapos yung mga kapatid ko mag-aaral. It defies all that, because right now, this is probably one of the few times that you felt happy and alive. Na parang you want it, but you're not sure if you have the courage and the energy to go get it, considering all of these things that are going on in your life. You are now presented with the Four of Cups here. The Four of Cups talks about parang just being at a standstill, just being in that situation na parang you're withdrawn, and you're being asked to just really open your eyes, because opportunities may pass you. And with this word here, awareness, you need to be aware. Being aware doesn't mean that you're not going to do anything. Awareness is not inaction. Awareness is a very active word. It's really an active action. It's really a verb. No, not really a verb yung awareness, but doing or practicing awareness is an action in itself. Now, it falling here under tread thoughtfully, it just means na parang you just need to be careful not to wear your heart under your sleeve, not to rush into things, but it's also a good journey for you, which will give you freedom. You can see here that this one says freedom. Not sure if you see that. Let me focus that. There, freedom. See? So it's really it's really it's really something na parang it's something that will light you up. Pile number 3, especially with the Three of Cups being here in reverse, which talks about friendship. The fact that this is in reverse, it almost says to me na parang it's as if you're transitioning from being friends to being more than friends. That's really just the message that I'm getting, which is probably why these two images, parang they're there but they're not yet there. So with the Three of Wands here, I think na parang this is something that you've wanted. You have a lot of threes, at least for this one. You have your Three of Wands, Three of Cups, and then your pile threes. The threes talk about healing. It talks about a journey that you want to take. You're not really sure if you want to take it, so we're gonna look at the choices that you have, but that's basically the energy that you have here. It's about you stepping out of your comfort zone, of that little box that you've built for yourself na parang ikaw lang yung tao doon, and allowing people to enter that box, or you yourself going out of that box to explore things beyond it. So let's ask your guides, Spirit, what are the two options given, or two of the best options for pile number 3 regarding this choice of self-love or more love for others, or at least sharing? So okay, so this one has 4, this one has 1, I have here 2 and 3. All right, so let's talk about your first option. Option A, you have here the Tower in reverse, Page of Cups in reverse. Let's move that a little, huh? So that your cards would fit. There. Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Empress in reverse. Okay. And then for your next choice, you have the King of Pentacles upright, the Six of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so let's talk about this option first. Option A. Option A basically just says that you're going to stay in this situation that you are in. You're going to stay very focused on yourself. You're going to keep on, parang the Empress card is something that's nurturing, something that gives life, but you're not going to be able to give life if you don't let life flow into you. Like this one is pregnant, so syempre, if you want to get pregnant, you'd have to couple with the opposite sex. But for this option, it's as if it's the option where you don't go for the change to happen. It's going to be a little shocking kasi nga, like I said, nasanay ka na parang ikaw lang nasanay ka na parang dun ka lang nakafocus sa goals mo na nothing else matters. You just have a specific set of goals which you want to achieve, and that's just it. Now, for this option, it's with the Tower card being here in reverse, it's as if you don't want to go through this change. You just want to stay to where you are, and you don't want to give yourself the chance to move forward. With playfulness being here and impulsiveness, it's as if you don't want to give yourself the chance to try other things. And maybe you'll make mistakes, but at least you know how it feels. You tried. So you don't want to explore other things outside of those that are already comfortable for you right now. So that's your first option. And if that's your option, if you choose to not go for the change, withdraw from getting the chance at, at something else, at love probably, and just really being very thoughtful about things, like almost like you're not allowing yourself to breathe, then you will be in the situation na you will, you'll be too smothering for yourself, na parang it's already counterproductive kasi parang you're already overthinking everything, anything and everything around you. Now, on this side though, the King of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles is a very stable energy, someone who knows how to be practical, uses their head and knows what exactly they want and how much of it they want. Sometimes kasi 'di ba, the what you need to tread carefully about is wanting so much in such a short period of time. Yung kumbaga, pag sinasabi nga nila, parang nagmamadali ka, parang haling na haling ka on something. So, the King of Pentacles is a reminder na you can pursue whatever it is that you want, but there has to be boundaries. The Six of Swords talks about moving forward, carrying the lessons that life has taught you, but also being able to move forward and look at better horizons. The fact that it says here boundaries, and the energy is talking about you working on something. It may not be something that you're good at. It may be something na parang with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse here. It may be something na parang you're just starting to learn. It's not something na parang you're consistently progressing on. Like I said, could be na parang no boyfriend since birth ka, or you've been very, very focused on, just yourself and whoever it is that is relying on you. Right now, it could feel na parang medyo at a loss ka na parang, I don't really know what I'm going to do. I don't even know how to make paliga or how to go on a date. You may feel na parang, oh shit, I suck at this. And that's okay. But the most important part is that you go for it, you know your boundaries, and you continuously work on it. The Eight of Pentacles card is just really putting on the effort, working for what you think is right for you, working for things that you don't even know how to do so seamlessly. But eventually, the more that you expose yourself to the art, the more that you expose yourself or you give yourself a chance to learn, then the more that you will acquire the skill that's needed to proceed with it. So those are your two options. One, staying here and just really, letting things pass you by, and eventually, time will pass you by. I remember yung parang sa Facebook, diba, parang yung view ba yun, or VIU something, na parang, like, when you're a woman, tas you're sort of like not married at a certain age, sabi nga nila, there is an expiration date for egg cells. So, that could be the outcome of you not wanting to change. However, for this one, you going forward with it, you being thoughtful about it, you being very careful about it, having your boundaries, and continuously working on whatever it is that you want to get for yourself. This one is very less self-centered, while this one is still centered on the self. This is just basically continuing where you are right now, whereas this one is more of like trying to explore something outside of the normal, outside of your normal. So that's it. Pile number 3. Thank you so much for staying with me. If you did like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you were able to resonate with any of these. If this has helped you in any way, do follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Psyche Libertina. And again, my own manifestation candle line, wicks and crystals. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. And yeah, so that's it. Pile number 3. Thank you so much for staying with me. I will see you on your next reading. Bye.